Hello everybody, welcome back to the Final Fantasy X HD Remaster. We are starting out here on Mushroom Rock Road. I think, yeah, it's looking like I did a little backtracking here. I think I missed a couple of items from some of the NPCs. And so I just decided to zip on back. Now, I'm cutting out a lot of the encounters in this area as well. Some of this stuff is... well, so some of basically the encounters kind of swap over, kind of where we started out there, and so this is still a little bit of, some of these enemies are still old, for instance, like this group of enemies here is still kind of, Mihen High Road encounters, so didn't really think I needed to keep those in here again, as there's really, honestly, nothing new. What did I get? A Seeker Shield. Yeah. Not really impressive. HP 5%. That's, not very good. And then here I messed around with my overdrives. I noticed that I was getting more modes unlocked, and I didn't do that great of a job of, kind of setting them when I got new ones. Like, I think Comrade is better than Stoic. Stoic is okay, like when you're taking damage, but the problem is when there's three characters, the chances that you're gonna get hit is not that great. Whereas Comrade, I feel like, is a better one. So that's when your allies take damage, then your overdrive gauge charges, and basically that's a 66% chance of happening versus the 33 of Stoic. And then there was the tough bangle, I think, that this guy had here. That is an armor for Lulu that has HP plus 20%, which is actually pretty good. I think I actually did equip that for a little while. Partly Lulu she has literally the lowest amount of HP of all of the characters right now. So that's one of the reasons. But then I think probably later on in this video I actually do add a HP sphere to her grid, which I think is 400 if I'm remembering correctly. And so she got a pretty big jump in HP, and then on top of that, the tough bangle, is percentage based, and so I got even more HP because of that. I suppose temporary, because I'm not gonna equip that forever.
No, not this way. That way. I'm just doing my job.
All right. Anyways, Glasgow is blocking our way. It also is. I mean, it's kind of interesting. There's a bit of a point of no return, right? Where once you've kind of entered this area, then you can't actually go back to the high road. Not that we really needed to do that, but I thought it was just at least somewhat interesting. But yeah, anyways, all right. So actually, it's funny. We're finally back to kind of where we started at the beginning of the video. And as I said, this is kind of where the enemy encounters start to change just a little bit. I think I've included at least a couple of random encounters in here just so that we can kind of discuss what we're looking at. But also, I guess I did spend a little bit of time here in the sphere grid to get some of these nodes activated. I actually didn't feel like I spent that much time leveling. Here, so Kimahri is now able to get into Riku's area of the grid, which was my plan for him. If you notice, though, I mean, look at all of those blank nodes. That was like 5 nodes in a row that are just, completely blank. And, I guess for Kimahri, being that I wanted to, steal with him, there just isn't any way around that. But I guess I just wanted to kind of point out that's one of the reasons why Kimahri, I feel like, ends up at least pretty weak for me. I don't know if that's always the case. I suppose if I could look around and see if there's a better option for him to go into, but I don't know. I've never really liked him much in the first place, and I would rather just have another thief, because there's a certain point in not too far off here that I'm actually going to do a lot of stealing, and having an additional thief is actually pretty nice for that. But alright, anyways, so we're finally getting into some actual nodes for Orin as well. His grid honestly has a lot of, you can see right there, he's got a lot of open spots as well. I think I mentioned that in, I think that was the last video though, that at least, or at the good thing I guess is that his base stats are okay, and so the fact that he has so many open slots right away doesn't, well, I don't want to say it doesn't matter, but you don't necessarily feel it as bad. Here, so I actually broke into this little area here for Lulu. I kind of like this. So it seems to me that they wanted to give you an option here that if you wanted to take a little bit of a detour, you could really kind of beef up kind of some of Lulu's issues here. Yeah, so that sphere that I added actually only added 300 HP. I think I said earlier that it was 4, but it is not. I'm just a little rusty and I can't or couldn't remember. But yeah, so like I said, I think that that little detour there, for Lulu's grid, actually boosted up her what was it, HP as well as her defense just a little bit. I definitely think that that's worthwhile. Lulu is kind of the weakest link right now when it comes to physical defense and HP, and so using that level 1 key lock I think is worth it, just to kind of shore up some of our, or I should say her weaknesses. So anyways, we'll continue on here, and then this is a battle that I actually just left in. Oh, that's right. Okay, so here we're finally running into the Garuda enemy again, and I think these are a little bit beefier than the ones from the beginning of the game there at Besaid. All right, yeah, I was just checking a little bit of information on the enemies around here. I would still say, so luckily, I guess, well, I did a little bit of farming, way back in around the Kilika area, and so I didn't have to do a whole lot of farming, as I had stated in I believe that was the previous video there, in order to borrow money to, what's his name, Owaka, and so I didn't spend that much time, there, and then on top of that, there's not that much reason to spend a whole lot of time farming around here. I know it's weird. In previous playthroughs that I've done, I've spent a little bit of more time in areas like this farming, and I'll be honest, I don't really know why. I guess maybe just because I didn't know as much information about the game, but I just don't think that it's worthwhile really to farm quite yet. Beyond. Actually, it won't be at the end of this video. It'll be probably the end of the next one, where it starts to actually, in my opinion, become a little bit more beneficial to farm. I still actually don't quite do that yet because we don't have our last party member yet, and that's when I really honestly start farming. Is once we've got that last party member. And on top of that, the equipment drops will be a lot better as well. We're still working with equipment that's only going to be like 1 or 2 slots, and the abilities on this equipment, there's nothing really that impressive about it. So again, I would say that definitely a good idea to wait. But anyway, so yeah, we're back to Garudas. There's nothing really strategy-wise different about these, between either Besaid or, I guess actually technically there's one more in Luca that we fight there, but yeah, kind of same deal. Blind them and then use power break if you feel like you need it. Pretty tough to overkill these. Aeons work really well if you really want to do that, but I didn't bother.
We've been expecting.
All right, so apparently they've been expecting us, and we need to make our way to the command center. Here's one more battle here where I actually left these in. So again, these are kind of new enemies. In my opinion, the worst or the most annoying one is the Fungar. It's the the fungus or mushroom-looking thing on the far left side there. Definitely nuke them with Lulu first. Um, you know, I just the annoying thing is that if you attack them and you don't kill them, they'll oftentimes, not always, but oftentimes respond with an ability that causes sleep. I think, if I'm remembering correctly, Yuna might have a ring on right now that is resistant to sleep. I can't remember though which one that is. Yeah, I can't remember if she's the one that gets it or not. So I guess, you know, fighting with her around is not a bad idea if you're going to try to, you know, I don't know, I guess take them down with physical attacks or something like that, and you're not sure that you're actually going to be able to do that. But I would just say don't. I would just use Lulu. I think that, you know, nuking them with a fire spell is the better route. And I think she was able to one-shot them. So and the rest of the stuff, there's nothing really to worry about. There was the, you know, the red element, which you just use blizzard spells on, and then the floating guys. I can't remember what they were called. Yeah, that one. Well, wait, no. I'm sorry. He's not in here. But also, oh yeah, so the little lizard guys. That's definitely something for a Titus to take out. Yeah, here was. I don't know why I got lucky there. I thought maybe that guy had an ability for a Kamari to learn, but that's not the case. I'm just a little rusty on my, you know, Ronso rage knowledge. But yeah, nothing to worry about there. So anyways, yeah, so you know, red element here, this is really the only thing that's left. Just you know, hit these things with blizzard spells. I think Waka, actually, it looks like he's equipped with a weapon that's got Ice Strike on it, which would have been an option as well to use. But there you are. There's the one shot. So just have Lulu do the work. But all right, so yeah, we'll continue on here. Also, you know, just make sure that you're talking to everybody. The soldiers still will oftentimes have you know, stuff to give us.
The presence of a maester and a summoner is great for the troops' morale. Myself included. Thank you for being here, my lady.
Alright, well, so Yuna is apparently giving the Crusaders some morale. Which, yeah, good deal. I think that's technically the last enemy that I haven't quite shown yet. The guy on the left-hand side there. And that's one of the, you know, enemies that you just take down with Orin. It's, you know, you need, well, yeah, it's good to use a piercing weapon.
In the end, I wasn't able to stop them, as you can see. But seeing their fierce determination, I couldn't just sit there. So I decided that I would do everything in my power to help them.
Well, I don't remember that that conversation there with Shalinda. Yeah, I guess that's yeah, there's something to be said for that. So, you know, she, much like the rest of the priests and priestess, don't really condone what the Crusaders are doing, and so for her to agree to help in, I guess, yeah, in any way she can, she says there, pretty commendable. There's a high potion in the chest, and then we're gonna speak with Ilma down here, I think is her name, if I'm remembering correctly. Right after we take out that gigantic bird. Ooh, bright arm guard. All right, that looks good. I think that should be, you know, darkness. Is it resist or whatever? Or dark ward. Yeah, I guess it's called in this game. So that'll reduce the amount of times that you get blinded.
Lady Summoner, what are you doing here?
What are we doing here? We're going to the command center, yo. Basically, you know, I don't think I mentioned this before, but of the status effects, you can get resistance to the status effects on your armor, and then there's usually two versions of it. It's ward and then it's proof. Ward reduces, like, you know, so like dark ward is going to reduce the amount of times that you get hit with darkness, and then there's dark proof, which will, you know, completely negate it. There, off to the left-hand side, there, I actually kind of missed anyway. I think there's a treasure chest down at the bottom, and I end up coming back for that in a little bit here. And then if you notice off to the left hand side as well, there's a little like a spiraling path, and there's a Elbed primer that you can get at the end of that. All right, let's see here. I don't remember what I did next. I must have went and got the treasures that I missed, or treasure. Was it just one? It might have just been one. Definitely speak with the guy at the lift though too. He's got like a, gosh, is it like a mega potion or something like that? But it was pretty good. Cut that battle out. And yeah, we'll head back down. We'll go grab that. I think it was a Serene Bracer or something like that that I missed. And then yeah, so here's the path that I was referring to. So if you go around here, again at the end of the path, there should be an Elbed primer on the ground. But again, you can't see that though because I've already, you know, what was the name of that? I compiled the Elbed primer already, which, you know, again basically makes all of the primers disappear. So. I would say my bad on that, but you know, I wanted to do that just so that we could understand Elbed throughout the course of the game. That's an annoying fight right there with the double Fungar, and you know, again they'll sleep you if you're not able to one-shot them. So just, you know, be careful. Here's the Serene Bracer, I believe it, or oh, okay, it was an Armlet. My bad. So that must be for, is Armlet Kamari? Which is unfortunate because I, you know, barely ever use him, but oh well. But yeah, anyway, so we'll head back up, and I think after this I'm going to go speak with Luzu and Gata are up top there for a bit of dialogue. So I will pick this back up after speaking with them.
Only you, sir. I want to fight too.
Orders are orders.
I'm not a cadet anymore, sir. Let me go with you and I'll prove it to them.
Guarding the command center is important too, you know.
But I came all the way from Besaid to fight Sin, sir.
I know, but an order's an order. To your post, Crusader.
But, sir!
They let you through, huh?
Gata deserves better.
At least there's no chance he'll get hurt. Why are you guys fighting anyway? Aren't the almighty Albed Machina enough?
They still need some time to get them ready. Our job is to keep Sin at bay till they're done. Waka. I might not get another chance to say this. It's about your brother.
Luzu, no!
What?
I'm the one who convinced him to enlist. I'm sorry.
Waka! That's enough, Waka!
When we used to play Blitz together, Chapu used to say, He say that when we won the cup, yeah, he proposed to Lulu. And then one day, he goes off and becomes a crusader, just like that.
Chapu also said to me that being with your girl is good. But keeping sin far away from her is better.
Lou, you knew?
Luzu told me before we left.
She hit me too.
All Crusaders in the Vanguard are to assemble on the beach.
That's my cue.
Luzu, don't die out there.
So you can hit me more?
Lots more.
Suluzu, please! Please don't go!
I have to, Yuna.
Let him go. The man has already chosen his path, as you did when you became a summoner.
It would be a long time before I ever really understood the reason why Yuna let Luzu pass that day.
It seems like it's going to be a little while for me to understand why Yuna let Luzu pass that day too, because I don't remember. It's been a long time since I played the game, but I like that scene is really good. It does a good job of fleshing out more of the backstory and the relation between Luzu, Lulu, and Waka. So yeah, I really like that one. It seems weird to me though too now, kind of at least remembering or knowing, I guess, a little bit about what is about to happen, where Titus, says something to the effect of "Gotta deserves better." It just seems a little weird for him to say that, because Titus doesn't really know anything about what's going on. But also it doesn't really seem like he understands how I suppose like the Crusaders really work, right? Like it seems anyway like Luzu is a little bit higher like ranking officer than, I mean, Gata is basically a cadet, and for Titus to kind of I don't know, question the decision making seems weird. So I know, maybe minor weird criticism there, but yeah. Anyways, so let's we'll explore the rest of the area up here. I'm trying to think if we've got any. Yeah, actually, gosh, do we have more dialogue to do here too?
Curses. Ow! Ugh.
He really hates them, huh?
Chapu. He left the sword Waka gave him in Besaid. And he fought with an Al-Bed Machina weapon instead.
That's got nothing to do with it. I just hate these sacrilegious contraptions.
Well, yeah, I guess Waka's foot got owned by that sacrilegious contraption. Yeah, I like the how kind of devout, is that the right word for Waka? I mean, he's really a kind of a true believer, or at least it seems that way. And yeah, so very very anti Machina. Yeah, so anyway, so I kind of like there Lulu explains that Chapu fought with an Albed Machina instead of the sword that Waka gave him there. And then, you know, Waka, being a little defensive there, says that that's not why he hates the Machina. But my guess is, at least on some part, that's one of the reasons. I have, you know, I don't know how, I suppose, like how much Waka believed in, you know, the what would it be, like the Yevon religion, you know, in the past. It's kind of hard to say, but I have to imagine that, you know, his brother, or what happened to his brother, kind of solidified his, you know, what Lulu's saying there. I think in some way solidified his I suppose belief in the religion and, I guess, dislike of, you know, Machina.
It won't work anyway.
Don't say that. It might be a hopeless campaign, and it might mean defying Yevon. But the Crusaders and the Albed, they're doing their best to defeat sin. They want to rid Spira of sin forever. And that's just what we want too, isn't it? Isn't it?
All right. But I still think Machina are bad news. They're forbidden for a reason.
Lady Summoner, there you are. The command center is that way. Maester Keenock is also there.
Maester Keenock too?
Yes. Please, hurry, my lady.
All right, so as usual, Yuna making a very good point there that you know, the Albed and the Crusaders are working together to try to defeat sin, and what better, you know, and she even says, you know, they may not be successful, but, you know, basically their goals are the same as you know, Yuna and the Guardians. So, you know, just kind of looking at it like two different ways to accomplish the same goal. And yeah, and Waka finally kind of breaking down a little bit and actually agreeing with her. But yeah, he yeah, definitely not keen on either the Albed or their Machina and their methods, I guess. So all right, here this guy gives us a little bit of information here about what's kind of happening. So the Albed provided us with those cannons at no charge. That's kind of a big deal. Knowing that, don't get me wrong, I'm no Albed lover, but I've got a little respect for them now. Those cannons have a good range. We'll give Sin a shower it won't soon forget. Alright, so let's talk. Chocobo Knights. Only a select few can become Chocobo Knights. You have to be a skilled rider or achieve some combat merit to become one. Captain Lucille is no doubt the best of the bunch right now. Just don't know how that wimp Clasco yeah, is getting there. And he says you know, at least he's good with Chocobos. Alright, so we researched Sin's past movements. He turns up where the Sin spawn are at, and yeah, the goal here is just to lure Sin here and then destroy it, or destroy Sin with the Al Bhed Machina. All right, let's save here, and then I think I've got a. I'm not sure what I did here. Did I do some backtracking or something? I feel like I made some very questionable decisions. All right. Also, yeah, I do know that I do eventually buy some stuff. I think, oh, this is what it was. So, yep, made sure to spend a little bit of the AP, I guess, that we got on the way here. Unfortunately, I didn't make it into the second tier spells with Lulu, which would have been nice, but it just didn't play out that way. So here I brought Titus to this spot, and I think this is where I used a couple of my nodes. So the MP sphere, I've been hurting with, specifically in the battle with the Chocobo Eater. I had run out of MP there, and I wanted to, I guess, yeah, increase my MP a bit so that we'd have to, maybe not run into that issue anymore. So I put that MP sphere in Titus's grid. I think that's actually, it might have been the first time I've ever done that. Normally I give that to, I think, Yuna. Actually, I think in previous playthroughs I've given most of my, like whatever spheres that add nodes over to Yuna. And again, mostly that's because I wanted the Ans to be a little bit more powerful, but I just don't think that that's the best way to go. I use Ans so little that it seems silly to, I don't know, worry about them too much, and so yeah, so I didn't do that this time, and I think eventually I used that luck sphere and the fortune sphere on Titus, just to bump up his luck a little bit. And here I finally think did I finally learn Steel? Yeah, there it is. And then I think I went, one back even farther just to grab the use command, or the use command with Kimahri. So, I guess learn that a little bit earlier than we normally would be able to, and so we'll be able to steal from this point on. Not that useful, I think, at least for a little while, but eventually it does become pretty good. And I've always been pretty happy with making Kimahri a thief. For what little use I do get out of him, I think that stealing is probably up there. But all right, so let's go head on over and speak with Owaka. That's why I get a little confused there. They sound too much alike. Yeah, to buy some new gear, I think it was. Okay, there we go.
Monopoly's a great thing. Things are selling no matter what the price. Oops, sorry, I forgot.
I love and hate Owaka. He's like the ultimate capitalist. So here's the TKO. I really like that weapon. That's the one that can turn enemies to stone, which is really, really nice. I definitely recommend grabbing that. It's just so good for enemies that have a ton of health. And, unfortunately, when you turn things to stone, though, you can't overkill, so you won't get, bonuses to your... bonuses to your AP, and you won't get, double drops, but I still think that it's worthwhile. There's an enemy coming up that I farm quite a bit it's called the Ochu. It's basically, I think it's generally the same as the one that we fought. Well, I say generally, but the drops aren't the same as the one that we fought earlier on in in the Kilika Forest area, and it's really nice to be able to just turn them to stone, and they've got a lot of health, and to hack through that can take a bit of time, but boom, turn them to stone, and you're basically one-shotting them. So very good weapon. Again, I very, very much recommend picking that up, and it's pretty cheap, honestly. I mean, 3.5k not too shabby. So I don't know if I ended up buying it. Yeah, I think actually I bought that Sentry as well. That was okay. Not, I don't know, not the greatest weapon ever, but I don't know. I had some extra cash to throw around, so I did. But all right, I am out of time. So as always, I hope the guide was helpful and hope you join me for more videos. Thanks for watching.